Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the June 10th, 2021 solar eclipse in Gemini, part 2 of 2. And what I want to start out with as far as this transit goes is that it's important to look at the other electional transits that are taking place at the time of the solar eclipses. Of course, they could be intensified due to the fact they're taking place at the same time of this transit. Transit Mars will be at 29 degrees Cancer, which of course 29 degrees is an anaretic critical degree in astrology, and it's going to be opposing Pluto in Capricorn. Now, adverse aspects that involve Mars and Pluto just by themselves can indicate difficulty in controlling and having power over one's anger. Now, sometimes it can be destructive anger. This could be very destructive. It can be the opposition. This particular opposition can indicate very exceptionally acrimonious home and family members opposing. Could be very domineering, controlling. Just Pluto. Older people can be Capricorn, and including the father, which of course the father is associated with the zodiac sign Capricorn. Mars at 29 degrees Cancer can suggest the end of a contentious, combative home and family situation, or simply where one was fighting for one's survival, their home life, subsistence. I could see a lot of people, they're in a situation right now where it's a contentious home situation. Maybe in some cases could be physically abusive, or it's just something that's causing them, a lot of acrimony, a lot of exasperation and tension. This is the time where I could actually see this actually manifesting in them ending, an ending or culmination to this for many people. And remember that Mars being opposite Pluto, it's going away from perhaps a very controlling situation, sometimes abusive situation. Pluto is connected with trauma, and the thing is, too, it can be a situation where it might be a very major turning point in one's life because it's taking place simultaneously at the time of this solar eclipse. Now, another thing is it's important to look at other transits to your natal chart that are taking place at the time of the solar eclipse, because they could be intensified and amplified due to the fact they are occurring right when the solar eclipse is taking place. Now, transit Saturn in Aquarius, it's retrograde. It's going to be making a trine to my natal moon in Gemini. And at this time, this could manifest perhaps in going back, which is retrograde, to some astrological, which is Aquarius work, which is Saturn, and perhaps getting that public support, which is the moon. Moon is connected with the public, or it could be a public too that can be very vivacious, animated, and excited regarding this, which of course that's Gemini energy. So it could be the very good blending for me with the emotional lead, the moon, to communicate and articulate things, which is Gemini, and that is astrological work perhaps. And again, it could be very good for and auspicious for public support. Now, also, too, I'm going to have the transit Jupiter in Pisces is going to conjoin my natal North Node in Pisces, at least a long conjunction to it, in the 11th house of goals and aspirations. So that could be something that could be very fortuitous. We're pursuing something with the metaphysical, which can include astrology as far as aspirations go, and even maybe even showing self-sacrifice, which is Pisces, in group-related situations and things of an astrological nature. And the thing is, Jupiter is also very prosperous, so to me, maybe this is another indicator. It can be some prosperity in something with the metaphysical, which does include astrology, because it's going to be hitting my North Node, and very positive and auspicious for my future, for my destiny. I'm hoping at this time. Of course, talking about Jupiter, I have to talk about hope. So, and Also, I'm going to have the transit North Node in Gemini be making a conjunction to my natal moon in Gemini. So that's another thing where there could be something futuristic or something that's destined with a short journey at this time, as far as the home goes, because the moon can be connected with the home, and Gemini is the sign of short journeys. North Node is connected with what we may need to address and confront, but it could also be tied in with our future and what might be feel it's preordained in the destiny. So anyway, well, another thing too I want to get at with this is that keep in mind eclipses can manifest in doing something you may have thought were insurmountable or they were unattainable. Now let's take for example that okay, this Gemini solar eclipse, let's say it falls in somebody's 8th house of crisis. Now given that this is in Gemini, it may be involved with cars, short journeys. Now let's say, hypothetically, someone needs to go to the hospital, and is in no condition to drive. You have not driven in some time. And to top it off, there's no steering wheel on the vehicle. Now, using this quick-witted Gemini energy, you improvised, you use some kind of vice grips or pliers, or perhaps even find some other steering wheel connection if possible. I don't know if that actually works, because I'm not that knowledgeable about cars since I don't drive. But the thing is, you find a way to get this done, and you get the person to the hospital, and they are taken care of. Another example, let's say now this solar eclipse in Gemini falls in the 5th house of sports in your natal chart. You are contacted on the spur of the moment with little notice, and that someone in say a ping pong or badminton tournament is unable to make it. And I use ping pong and badminton as examples because I can see them being, they could be perceived, I would say, as Gemini sports because they require quick reactions. Let's say that person's unable to make the tournament. You're calling the spur of the moment to actually substitute for the person. You don't have much experience doing either of these things, but yet you somehow salvage the courage and fortitude to go to the event and to participate. And let's say, even if you don't emerge victorious and win the event, you show that you're competitive and you can at least salvage some respect and gain, even if it's a moral victory, and some consolation with that. Now, another thing too is that keep in mind eclipses in astrology, they could be, I see them as being serendipitous. Something that may start out as something adverse may actually manifest in something positive. Now let's take another example. Say hypothetically, somebody has this transit of the solar eclipse in Gemini take place in their 10th house. Now let's say the person goes on the internet and somehow they find out they're being slandered and there's all kinds of derogatory lies pertaining to the person, things that were stated about him or her that were fabricated just to bring the person's reputation and public image down, which of course reputation, public image can be the 10th house. Now this person in question that's being slandered decides to comment on this, and they may even make a video regarding this. Someone catches this and it grabs their attention. What was stated in a rebuttal to this slander may have been expressed in a very eloquent, verbose type Gemini manner, and the person that sees this offers a communication position to the person, which may increase the person's stature in life and enhance one's career. Now, another thing I found interesting is that on the day of this eclipse, there's going to be an event, I believe it's San Francisco, California, and it's entitled Wellness Book Talk, Connection with Author Christine Plasman, PhD. Hold on a moment, people. Now, it's going to be a group session which will encourage others that may be feeling, say, alone and desolate with no one to truly confide in, and gives them encouragement to find a way to do so. Now, another thing that's interesting in the description online for it, it states something about nurture your own knowledge and integrity. Now, the moon in astrology is associated with nurturing, and Gemini, of course, could be connected with assimilating knowledge. Now, the sun conjunct the moon can shine a light on this, so to speak, give awareness of this. Um, this is something, the sun is about life, and in this seminar, a person may simply enhance one's life through the acquisition of knowledge and finding ways to disseminate information that may have been, that may be personal, but doing so with the right person. Now, the sun and moon, of course, are conjunct in a solar eclipse. But, and another thing, another good point on this is that Mercury is retrograde at this time. Now, Mercury retrograde can manifest in information that we may suppress and keep to ourselves and can be introspective. This seminar is associated with not having to do that all the time and being able to open up to others. So now the seminar by itself may not really seem overly significant or monumental, but the effects that it could have on some people in the long term may well be. And the thing is, and I would say especially those that may be reclusive and very introverted, and may be a very monumental and life-altering experience. Now, I also want to talk about the fact it's going to be at 19 degrees Gemini, this eclipse. And as far as Sabian symbols go, well, this could be expressed perhaps in initiating something with a little intuition. Affluence and prosperity may come as a result of this. It could be through athletics or perhaps a Gemini-related one, as I was stating before in some other example, badminton or ping pong. I would, because it relies on quick reactions, I would also include like racquetball and handball in that, because that requires quick reactions as well, quick-witted energy, I would say, and it could also give a greater propensity for success in whatever is embarked on at this time. If there's any attempt by an adversary to sabotage, with people you may start at this time, it has a better chance of being thwarted. And scientific endeavors could be fortuitous as well. If somebody's starting something with science, it can be. And also keep in mind the trine from Saturn at this time to the solar eclipse may help reaffirm and reinforce this. And it may be something that is very innovative, something associated with electronics, computers, astronomy, or aerospace, rocket science, something Aquarius related. And also too, that many may also embark on a short journey to extricate themselves from a trying situation in order for freedom and not to be pinned down. Um, and the fact that we're going to have Mars at that 29th degree of Cancer can help reaffirm this, because it can be the end of an exasperating home situation, or one that was very contentious at this time. Of course, when you end a home situation, it may often be followed on taking the short journey and then getting freedom from that situation. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.